If any have offended you, consider first, what is my relation to men, and that we are made for one another, and in another respect, I was made to be set over them, as a ram over the flock, or a bull over the herd. But examine from first principles from this. If all things are not mere atoms, it is nature that orders all things. If this is so, the inferior things exist for the sake of the superior, and these for the sake of one another. Consider what kind of men they are at the table, in bed, and so forth, and particularly under what compulsions of opinion they operate, and as to their acts, consider with what pride they do what they do. Third, that if men do rightly what they do, we ought not be displeased. But if they do not right, it is plain that they do so involuntarily and in ignorance. For as every soul is unwillingly deprived of the truth, so also is it unwillingly deprived of the power of behaving to each man according to his deserts. Accordingly, men are pained when they are called unjust, ungrateful, and greedy, and in a word, wrongdoers to their neighbors. Fourth, consider that you also do many things wrong, and that you are a man like others, and even if you do abstain from certain faults, still you have the disposition to commit them, though either through cowardice or concern about your reputation, or some such mean motive, you abstain from such faults. Fifth, consider that you do not even understand whether men are doing wrong or not, for many things are done with a certain reference to circumstances, and in short, a man must learn a great deal to enable him to pass a correct judgment on another man's acts. Sixth, consider when you are much vexed or grieved that man's life is only a moment, and after a short time, we are all laid out dead. Seventh, that it is not men's acts that disturb us, for those acts have their foundation in men's ruling principles, but it is our own opinions that disturb us. Take away these opinions then, and resolve to dismiss your judgment about an act as if it were something grievous, and your anger is gone. How then shall I take away these opinions? By reflecting that no wrongful act of another brings shame on you. For unless that which is shameful is alone bad, you also must of necessity do many things wrong, and become a robber and everything else. Eighth, consider how much more pain is brought on us by the anger and vexation caused by such acts, than by the acts themselves in which we are angry and vexed. Ninth, consider that a good disposition is invincible, if it is genuine and not an affected smile and acting a part. For what will the most violent men do to you if you continue to be of a kind disposition toward him? And if, as opportunity offers, you gently admonish him and calmly correct his errors at the very time when he is trying to do you harm, saying, "Not so, my child. We are constituted by nature for something else. I shall certainly not be injured, but you are injuring yourself, my child," and show him with gentle tact and by general principles that this is so, and that even bees do not do as he does, nor any animals that are formed by nature to be gregarious. But you must do this not in irony or by way of rebuke, but with kindly affection and without any bitterness at heart, not from a master's chair, nor yet to impress the bystanders, but as if you were here indeed alone, even though others are present. But if you will, receive also a 10th present from the leader of the Muses, and it is this, that to expect bad men not to do wrong is madness. For he who expects this desires an impossibility, but to allow men to behave so to others, and to expect them not to do you any wrong, is irrational and tyrannical.